friends. So I know it's a little late for me to be checking in. I know I'm usually a little earlier, but I there's a lot going on right now for all of us for sure. I'm actually in the mountains right now, and not only have we been getting settled in, but a few different things have been occurring. So my son is 21. Some of you know that. I'm gonna let you guys see what's behind me because we'll talk about this in a second. Um, my son is 21 and he is no longer in that mom, what are we doing next. And so we initially decided to come up as a family and just not only be together but get out of the hustle and bustle and have all of the resources that we needed during this time. I heard a lot of credible hearsay, um starting, I'd say, a week ago, and people were letting me know that our statewide shutdown was going to occur this week, but it actually ended up being just Denver as of this point. But knowing that the people that were sharing this information with me were credible, I actually decided to. I'm gonna get into it. Sorry, guys. This is weird lighting and everything. I know. And I'm tired. So anyway, um, I was told that we were all going to be locked down. And I got the news a few days ago that I couldn't operate in business anymore, that I had to surrender my abilities and, everything I know until April 30th. And I decided to just clear out my space because I kind of got a pulse of the world, and when I am able to go back into my business doesn't mean the world will be. People will still be getting back into the world and deciding where their money goes, if there is any money to be had. And I'm going to have to rebuild. So, with that said, the idea of jumping back into such a high overhead was just not in my best interest. Especially not knowing how long this lockdown situation is going to occur. So I wanted to have access to not only my tools but my investment. If I want to create a space in my home, if I want to create a space wherever I would like, I don't want anybody to have the ability to tell me what that looks like. So that's why I made that decision. That was difficult, and that it was time to come up to our staycay. And my son initially was like, y'all are crazy, I don't know what you guys are thinking, I don't think this is necessary, and then decided to come. And he stayed with us last night, and he just said, you know what, my life has to go on. I'm not going to stay trapped in the mountains. I'm going back to Denver. At 2:30, he had heard the announcement. It was official, and I said, dude, you're locked down. You can't work. They want everyone to stay in their homes. And he said, you know what? I'm okay with that. If things get bad, I'll come home. He had some of his own food he purchased. We had purchased him some things as well, and hopefully he has enough. I had reached out to a few people that I I know really well. They're my family, and I said, just make sure you're stocked up, because the moment people get this information, they will start to panic buy. I know a lot of people started doing that earlier, but now it's more justified. You can only leave the store to the store, but when you get there, there might not be anything. So it was one of those things where get what you can while you can, while things last. So he's back in Denver with, you know, the food he had, and he's gonna try to fight for whatever's left. And I have to be okay with that because I raised him to be independent, and he believes he is independent. So he feels like he's ready for whatever without mommy, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's up to me to just trust and believe that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to, right? And he's going to learn some skills during this time. I think we all are. I think we're all learning not only what is most important to us, but who are we surrounded by? You know, um, I've I've seen so many stories that are discussing domestic violence situations going up, because there are couples locked up together that maybe don't have a good relationship. Maybe one of them is toxic. Um, Maybe the relationship is just at its end, and people are showing their true colors. You know, you can't run from yourself. So people are not only being their authentic self, but the person on the other end is also, this is how I feel, you know, this is my participation in it, this is how I want to steer it, and people clash. It's only natural. um so I really want to put a lot of emphasis on tonight's, not only moon transition, but the new moon energy that comes with it, where we get to shift things that we're ready to shift. I encourage everybody to write down what no longer serves them, take it outside and burn it, just release it, let it go. And it's, she's like, what are you doing now? What's going on here? That's cool. She's awesome. So anyway, yeah, let things go. And I have a glass of wine right here that I might take a drink of, but I don't want her to spill. She has to inspect the space, you guys. She's my protector. Kita, move. So anyway, yeah, this is all freestyle, you can tell. So anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to pull a couple cards, general cards for us all, during this new moon energy, and again put a lot of emphasis on what we're all dealing with at this moment in time. We are all exposing our truths, ourselves, with our titles stripped away, with our jobs, with our income, all of that being to think of the past. I think it's really important, more now than ever, to get in tune with not only who we are, but what we want next, where we want all of this to go. It's like the slate is wiped clean, you guys. Like, what do you want to do with it? You know, where do you want to go next? Don't be shy. Give it your all, though. You know, if you're starting some idea you've had from scratch and you're getting excited about, do it. That's the universe saying that's your direction. And this is allowing that, not only with time, but with giving you different alternatives to income. Okay. So what I want to do first is I want to light a couple of candles, um, with intention, of course. And my intentions are just that everyone I know and love are in a good place and safe. I'm going to do this one for the group. Okay. Now, I'm going to light a little bit of, this is Palo Santo from Peru, which is kind of cool. And this is to bless not only yourself, but the energy around you. I meant to do this sooner, but I'm in a cabin. I don't know what's gone on here. I want to make sure my energy is clear. And everybody should be doing this as well, because we're all trapped right now, you guys. We're trapped. This is my big ass sage. What? So the energy that we are in right now is extremely important to be cleared, because not only are we stuck here, but this is what we're absorbing. If it's negative, if it's dark, if it's heavy, that's how we're going to feel without even realizing that it's not us, it's the energy, and it's going to take us down. And we don't need that. We need to be more clear now than ever, because we're making moves, you know? It doesn't feel like it, but it depends on you. If you are actively waiting for shit to go crazy, waiting for things to get darker and difficult by watching the news, by focusing on all the negativity, you're going to get more of that. If you want to utilize this time to guide yourself and others in a different direction, now is that opportunity. So don't waste it. Don't waste the time. I'm going to put these in the pick. This is my phoenix. Look it up if you don't know what that symbolizes, okay? It's super important right now. It's whatever you're experiencing and going through is just growth. And it's going to expand and evolve into something magnificent that you're not realizing is even a possibility. My big ass crystal that assists with clarity, prosperity. There's others in here. There's a third eye enhancer just to kind of open up myself with the universe. It's called a tiger's eye. All right. So everybody knows this is my favorite, especially when it comes to group readings. Ask your guides. This one's awesome because it's pretty direct and straightforward. I've called it the gangster deck because it tells you like it is. Some of my decks are so sweet. Like every single card that pops up is just way too pretty. Sometimes we just need something a little bit clearer that might be hard to hear, but sometimes it's necessary, you know? Sometimes we need to hear it. All right. So I've cleared the energy. I'm going to knock twice. And my intention is this new moon energy, okay? 3 breaths. That felt so good. Okay. First card. Appreciation. Gifts being given. And it's all around you. I love this. I love that. I'm appreciative. I'll tell you why. Invention. And it's artistic. See, you guys, everything we need and the things we're creating are within us, in front of us. We just got to do more. Competition. Okay. So this is general. If anybody wants something more specific because of something they're experiencing or going through, feel free to contact me. I'm currently doing 3 cards, which covers a lot. And I first start by going through what I'm getting intuitively for you specifically. And then I also have this little book that gives you a general explanation of what the card means. So that's when you kind of take it into what serves you, but you get both. So 3 cards, $10, only $10. And then if you want to do something a little bit more constructive and I call it guided transition. We can go there, and that takes about an hour at least, because we go into great detail over not only what's happening, but why, and then how to heal it and move forward. So that's another option, and that's $60 an hour. And we could do it Skype or FaceTime, whatever, or over the phone. So let's go over what these cards mean real quick. Sorry. Okay, so appreciation. This one, it's your divine helpers, and they're letting you know that they're there and they're supported. And see how these stars are there, this brightness. See how it's dark, but then the light is being handed, but the people are still in shadow. And they're giving things to each other, but they're not seeing the light there. And there's beautiful blossom around them, but they just don't see it. And I really want to put a lot of emphasis on, we're all dealing with this right now. There's no boo-hoo, poor me, what am I going to do? How do I feel? Blah, blah, blah. It's everybody. This is where you find your tribe. Everybody's super authentic right now. There's very little bullshit going on. There's some desperation occurring where people are trying to find resources, but it's easier to see, okay? People are going towards what they want more of. You can be part of that, or you can have the way paved for you seeing what you want. But you got to look at it with love, not fear. So look at the positive gifts in it. Look at the benefit in your entirety, not in that moment, but moving forward. Like, what's going to ultimately make me better? What's going to ultimately put me in the right place, you know? And then that's just going to open up for you. And you're going to not only jump into that, but it's going to serve you later. Right now, this is the perfect time. Everything's put to a halt. There's a lot of like financial forgiveness going on. So if you were struggling before, this is your opportunity to get that extra cushioning of help and understanding without judgment to move forward. So make some moves right now that might make everything enhanced. Okay, those relationships. Next one is invention. Be inventive with not only what your purpose is, but it's very creative. It's very something that only you have to offer, which is super cool. Like, no, you're not going to join some industry. No, you're not going to be trained to be something. You're going to follow yourself in your own love and goals and enhance yourself and be happy because of it. And that's why it's called invention. Like, you're creating yourself right now to deliver it to others for the benefit of wealth and finances. Okay, so this isn't not only to increase like your creativity within yourself, but this is going to help others too, which is so cool. Competition, you guys, right now, whatever we had before all of this started is going to be less and less important as time goes by. But what I want you to recognize, and what everybody should really be developing, is like their internal abilities, and that has to do with like your stability, your core strength. So rather than focusing on what everybody has and what everybody else is doing and how others are stable and how you're not and how they're leaving you behind and what if this, what if that, develop yourself and what you have to offer, because that is far more important than mimicking others. You know, the sheep all blend together. It's the lions that stand apart and go off on their own with strength and knowing. And competing is not the way to move forward. Competing is getting in a tug of war and not really moving forward. You're caught up in something that creates, you know, stagnant energy, but you're doing it for yourself. You know, yes, people do it to you, but they're losing sight of their own abilities and focusing on themselves, and you don't want to get caught up in that. So stop paying attention to everybody else and really zero in on first what's around you, and then grow that light and that stability, your family, you know, your peace within yourself. Really, really look at that, because the competition is going to bring you down and it's going to waste your much needed energy. Okay, everybody. So I hope that helps. Again, reach out. I'm available. I'm going to create a better setup and everything, but I really thought that having a message tonight was absolutely necessary for this new room. All right, everybody, keep in touch and good luck.